Hey, it's Mike from the Run Testers. In this video, I'm going to be talking about two very impressive watches. First is the Garmin Forerunner 945, and the second is the Garmin Fenix 6. Now, these are two of Garmin's high-end sports watches, great options for runners. Myself and Nick have run a lot of miles in these watches, so I kind of wanted to talk about what the kind of key differences are between the two, honing in on what it means for runners, and what you gain or lose going for one over the other. So yeah, going to break down how the Fenix 6 compares to the 945. Okay, the first thing I'm going to talk about are the models. Now, the 945, there's just one version, and that gives you everything. With the Fenix, it's very different. There's multiple models, multiple designs, multiple kind of finishes, and to pick from, which makes it confusing to kind of select, what one kind of corresponds with a 945 or is closest to. So to start off, you've got the Fenix 6S, which is the smallest version, the 6, and then the 6X. Now then on top of that, you've got Pro. You can go Pro versions on all of those models, and that brings Wi-Fi, music features, and mapping. Now all of those features come as standard in the 945 basically. Now if you're trying to find the watch that's closest in terms of design or size of the 945 from the Fenix range, I would say the 6, or if you go 6 Pro, the same times the stature, you've got the same size casing, and generally I've run with both of these, and what you're getting is quite similar in terms of that feel of running with them. Both very comfortable. These are the closest that I would say that these two watches have been in terms of stature and size, and I think if you're looking for something similar in terms of that, it's the Fenix 6 Pro, or next to the 945. Now if you wanted to go smaller in terms of a case, you want to go for the 6S. Now I've got quite slim wrists, and I've been using the 6 Pro, and I found it very similar in terms of the weightiness and the comfortability compared to the 945. So personally, I think it's the Fenix 6 is a good size, the 6 Pro. The 6X is a lot bigger than the 6X Solar that you can get, and if you like the big bulky watches, then you'll probably want to look at those. But if you're looking for something similar to what the 945 offers, it's the 6 and the 6 Pro that you want to look at. And from my experience of long term using these watches at those sizes, I think it's pretty similar. So another difference is the screen. So the 945 screen is the same size as the one on the Fenix 6S, exactly the same resolution size. When you move up to the 6 and 6X, you're getting a bigger screen, and you're getting slightly improved resolution as well. Now, for me, in terms of running with both of these, I didn't find a massive difference. There's a little bit extra clarity in the 6, but I don't think it's enough to kind of suggest that you're getting a worse experience on 945. The 945 screen is absolutely fine. They're transflective displays, so you're getting good viewing angles, kind of bright light. The backlights are solid for kind of nighttime runs as well. So if you're looking at screens and wondering whether one is better than the other, as I said, the 945 has the same screen as the Fenix 6S, and the 6 Pro and the 6X have bigger, high resolution screens. But I don't think the leap up between those two watches is massive, and I don't think you're getting a massively worse experience from a screen perspective. So in terms of looks, these watches do look very different. The 945, you're getting something that's very sporty looking. from the kind of polymer case to the strap. Now I will say that this is not an official Garmin strap. This is a third-party one that I bought and added to my 945. But essentially, you're getting a similar strap to what you get on the Fenix, and it's a quick fit strap, so you can kind of change them out as I've done. With the Fenix 6, you're getting, I think, a nicer looking watch day to day. It kind of, doesn't feel as sporty looking, and you're getting more kind of high grade materials used in the design. Essentially because it's designed for kind of more robust, rugged use. So you're getting the option of stainless steel or a lighter titanium case. You're also getting the option of a sapphire lens, which adds an extra source of protection for the screen. And there's just different finishes and looks that you can pick the Fenix up in, that just makes it a little bit smarter and nicer looking, I think. And that's what you're paying the money for, something a bit more kind of nicer to wear outside of running. In terms of looks, if I had to pick from an aesthetic point of view, I would go the Fenix 6, but there's nothing wrong with the Forerunner 945. It's just a sporty watch, and if you're happy with that, then it kind of ticks all the boxes from that point of view. From a design point of view, if you're looking for something that sits kind of light and small on the wrist, the 945, and you don't mind something that looks like a sports watch. If it's something that's built better for rugged use, and has a little bit more about it in terms of the character and what's going on in the design, I'd say the Fenix 6 is what you're going to want, and that's the one I use predominantly. And kind of really nice looking watch, and generally, most importantly, nice to run with. So when it comes to actual run features, these things are pretty much identical. You're getting the same in terms of GPS support, you're getting the same heart rate monitoring, you're just getting the same training and analysis in these watches. And really what really separates them is when you kind of venture a bit more into the wider kind of sports tracking, and you're getting a few more kind of modes from the Fenix. Some kind of more outdoor based, but it's not massively a massive advantage over the 945. From a running perspective, you're getting everything that's the same here. And in terms of performance, those run features work pretty much identical in terms of my experience, and I think in terms of Nick's experience too. Heart rate monitoring, pretty much the same. Would probably, I would run with a chest strap to get the best results in terms of the other data in general, kind of real-time heart rate. But those basic run features, they're identical on these two watches, and it's a big reason why people would be looking at these two watches. If you're thinking a bit more in terms of outside of running, the extra Fenix sports tracking modes are quite obscure, and some are military based really. So not a massive advantage in those departments. You're going to get solid, reliable, very similar running experiences in terms of the modes that are available to you. Now, one feature that might be of interest to you in terms of how these two watches behave is the kind of interface. Now, on the Fenix 6, you've got this kind of widget style display that kind of has a stream of all your favourite information. It's customizable, so I've got stuff like the weather or notifications, and you've just got a stream from one screen. On the 945, you don't have that. It's it's more you're skipping from watch face to watch face, or screen, watch screen to watch screen. Now, from a running perspective, not gonna, I imagine, be a massive deal for a lot of people, but for me, just kind of looking over that data during the day or after a run, it's quite nice to see it in that kind of widget form. So you don't have that on the 945, but it's an extra on the Fenix 6 that you do get. You might prefer to have and might quite like to use. So I imagine mapping and navigation is going to be a big feature for a lot of people looking at these watches. Now the experience of that across the watches is pretty identical. But before I get into that, mapping is available on the Forerunner 945 as standard. With the Fenix, you've got to go to a pro version to get those mapping features, which does mean paying a little bit more than you would for a 945 to get those features. So that's something to keep in mind. Now, generally the experience is near the same that I found anyway, but there are some little things that I've discovered over time that I think you get on the Fenix 6 you don't get on the 945 that you might be interested in. So one is kind of the map themes, which kind of customize your data better, you know, in accordance to the activity or chosen activity that you're doing. I think you're getting slightly richer, detailed maps that you can see on the Fenix compared to the 945. Now, might not be a massive, you know, deal for most people because I think the mapping and navigation is near enough similar, but it seems that with the Fenix you're getting a little bit more in terms of that performance, simply because it is designed, you know, for exploring and, you know, being out and about and, you know, for other kind of outdoor activities. So it makes sense that we'll have a bit more going in terms of mapping, but the core experience is very similar. And I think if you're choosing, you know, if you want the complete mapping experience that Garmin can offer, the Fenix is what you want. But that's not to say you're getting a bad experience on the 945. You're getting a very good experience and the best, you know, best that you can get from a Garmin and a sports watch in general. When it comes to smartwatch features, these things pretty much match. You've got payments, you've got music. If you go for the pro version, you get Wi-Fi again on the pro version as standard on the 945. Works with iPhone and Android. You're getting notifications, you're getting the ability to act on notifications if you're paired to an Android phone. The biggest difference I've seemed to have found is to do with music, and you're getting extra storage on the Fenix 6. You're getting space for 2,000 songs as opposed to 1,000 songs on the 945. Might not be a massive deal for a lot of people, and you know how many people are going to be running using the music features from the watch as opposed to their phone, but that is a key difference in terms of smartwatch features. I found that, you know, yeah, you're getting more storage on the Fenix 6 as opposed to what you're getting on the 945, but elsewhere everything kind of runs the same way. You know, things are activated and launched in the same way, and yeah, as you know, smartwatch features, you know, they're very close. So battery life, the good news is these have both got great battery. Now obviously the 945, the 935 actually we should go back to, you know, for me I use the 935 a long time and the battery life is amazing on that. Now you've got a bit more features wise going on the 945, but the battery life still manages to, you know, Garmin managed to retain that good battery life. If you're looking for the battery life that is comparable to the 945 and a Fenix model, you're looking at the Fenix 6, so that's the middle one in the middle. Now I'll stick the numbers up somewhere around here to kind of show you the comparison. Now there's a couple of things that you're going to get from the Fenix 6 on a battery level that you're not going to get on the 945. So you're getting some kind of battery modes, some smart battery modes, with the, you know, the idea that, you know, Garmin knows that there's a lot more going on in terms of the features here. So what it's allowing you to do with those battery modes is to take better control of the features that you don't want to use or want to disable, and that will push your battery further. So you don't get that on the 945 to have that, you know, extra ability to customize how that power is being used on a daily basis or during runs. So if you want those extra battery modes and, you know, battery saving modes to push the battery further, you want to go for the Fenix. You also have an expedition mode on the Fenix which you don't have on the 945, and that's designed to, when you're out tracking for days, you're willing to take a hit in terms of the sampling of the GPS, but you're getting a battery life and a battery performance that lasts. So you're definitely getting more in terms of how you can push that battery further than the Fenix 6. But that's not to say that 945 has bad battery. I think for most people, what it gets and what it delivers, will be absolutely fine. A couple of things to just note, a couple of features that do drain the battery, and Garmin makes it more apparent than other features. The pulse oximeter, it will warn you that that's going to drain the battery. I would say one that it doesn't is music streaming. That does seem to, in my experience, kind of drain the battery a fair bit. But generally, yeah, if you're looking for solid, good battery life, both deliver this. All models on the Fenix and on the 945. If you want more in the way how you control that battery performance, then go for the Fenix 6. So, which is the better watch? Which watch should you go for? I think the first thing to say is these are two great running watches. I've run a lot with them, and I've enjoyed running with both of them. I've stuck with the Fenix 6 simply because I think it's a nicer looking watch. I like the fact that you've got more control in terms of the battery performance, and I do kind of like the widget display that you get on here as well. And it's great for in terms of what you can do with it and the information. You're getting all of that stuff here on the 945, and the 945 is not a bad watch. I think you go for this if you want something that's quite light, small, still gives you great battery life, and ultimately gives you great running features and smartwatch features. You go for the Fenix 6 if you want those things as well, but you get something that's nicer looking, I think. And you're getting the best of what Garmin can offer in a watch, really, at this price. And I think both great options for runners and for running. And I don't think you can really go wrong in terms of getting one or the other if you've got that money to spend on them. So yeah, that's my take on how the Forerunner 945 and the Fenix 6 compare for running. And if you've got any questions I haven't really highlighted, hopefully I have highlighted, drop it in the comments below. As always, like and subscribe, hit the bell somewhere to find out when we do the new videos, and I'll see you for the next Run Testers video.